Welcome everyone to Bible time. Last time we went over John 11. What I'm going to do in this one, what this is this is a commentary over a portion of John 11 that I found very important, might not get another opportunity to go over it. No, I haven't forgot our introduction today. We're just doing it a little bit differently. So we just kind of jumped right in. I gotta find it first. The plot to kill Jesus. Therefore, many of the Jews who had come to visit Mary and had seen what Jesus did believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. Then the chief priests of the Pharisees called a meeting for the Sanhedrin. "What are we accomplishing?" they asked. "Here is a man performing many signs, and if we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him. And then the Romans will come and take away both our temple and our nation." Okay, so I'm going to add the context here to what that means. Then one of them named Cephas, one of the high priests that year, spoke up and said, "You know nothing at all. You do not realize that it's better for you that one man die for the people than for the whole nation to perish." Right. Then this next verse. "He did not say this on his own, but as the high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus would die for the Jewish nation, and not only for that nation, but also for the scattered children of God, to bring them together and make them one. So, from that day, they plotted to take his life." So many moving parts going on. Therefore, Jesus no longer moved around publicly. There's two things. Two things to go over. Someone once said, which is a really good way to put it, that the Bible was not written in a vacuum. That's a pretty good way to say that. Gross. Okay, so okay. If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will take away both our temple and our nation. Let's talk about the context by which what is going on with this, right? So there's the Jews who are just kind of they're undesirables. The Romans, who are these advanced people, they have all their toilets next to each other so they can watch each other take poops. That's how advanced these people are. This is how open-minded these people are. That's how they set up their toilets, with an open room where you can just poop with everybody. And then these Jews that are just so Jewy with their... So anyways, the Romans do not get along with the Jews and everything about them, right? And so they're just in the way, these poor Jews. And so there's an emperor during the time. A lot's going on in Rome during this time period. It's either Nero or it's Caesar is there, but there's this thing. This is how this works, right? So you can't be... Okay, so look, the Roman emperor of the time was the King of Kings. He was the go-to guy. He was the God amongst the people. That's who this guy was. It was barely tolerable to have a separate belief system going on. But, so this guy who You followed his rules, you did what he said, and you treated him like a god. That's what they were going for, right? And so it was then. Okay. There's two parts to this. There's two moving parts. The other context that I wanted to add to this is because, okay, so look, so you have the story, right, which is written out, but then you don't have the context. You don't readily know the context. And I don't know that that's like spoken in that way at any other point, so I have to talk about it now because I don't know if I'll get a chance later. So something else that I also learned while I was in jail, not the first place that I went, not the second place that I went, but the third place. They put me on a bus and moved me. I got there on purpose. We got iPads. We got iPads and we could listen to stuff. So I listened to a whole bunch of the Bible Project while I was in jail. And I even got a window. I had a window and an iPad. So Satan was having babies at the time. So I had to get back to Satan. Otherwise, it was still scary. Okay. Yeah. They just kind of clumped the murderers and whoever else, potheads, just in one place. You know, like plants, murderers, just all one big community together. That's okay. That's what. Okay. Millions. There have been millions. I am one of millions. Creepy, perverted, weird, just disgusting. Wow. All right. I digress. Okay, so I was listening to the Bible podcast, right? And there's this dude that wrote a book in the Bible podcast that comes along. That's so it's one of the. I'm sure eventually in the description I will add who this guy is eventually, and I'll also say who the Roman emperor who was at the time of Jesus. Eventually, both those two things will be added probably to the description. I would imagine. So, with that being said, yeah, it's they would put on plays. These people would put on plays. These Jews, quite frequently. It was like more than once a year that they would kind of reenact the whole Genesis thing with God or whatever. And so this high priest could act as God, but you had to be a high priest. You had to be the special guy or whatever. But you could go on stage for the sake of a performance and act like you were God. These Jewish people were doing. So this is just context to understand where this story is taking place at. So this would go on at least once a year. I think more than once a year, and then so kind of what it's would have been like was somebody taking on a role, and then what one could describe it as is somebody taking on a role and then not dropping the role is how one could describe that. So we have that context, that story, where the story is embedded at, what these Jews would do to add to the context of the story. And then you also have the Romans not far away from the Jews who have Jesus to deal with. So what are these people talking about? Apparently, the high priest that year had prophesied that Jesus would die for the Jewish nation. Everybody is trying to get Jesus murdered. Even Jesus. Now, a lot of people would have just preferred to throw a rock at him. That's how the religious leaders would prefer to handle the situation, is to hit him with rocks. Jesus and his buddies, well, they're aiming high. They're aiming big. They ain't wanting to go out with rocks, right? Okay, so that adds context to the story. one way to think about it. He close the Bible. Maybe should I keep? I'll just nail it to the wall. No, don't. Good. Is that what he meant when he said all of it hangs? Okay. So, let's figure out the context of this. And I want to... Okay, so here's the deal. This Jesus guy, who self-references, he makes sure every time you call him Son of God, he's like, he corrects. He self-references basically only as the Son of Man. The Son of Man. 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 Son of a man! A human. A man. Son of 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 a man. Self-references as Son of a Man. Not Savior. Not Messiah. But that's his main go-to thing. However, there are things he does also amongst self-referencing as Son of Man. He does something that no one else is doing. And this is this Jesus guy. He is saying this to the Romans and to his own people. He's saying, I am God. He's saying that. He's saying, I am the Son of God. Wait, whoa, hold on. Not only am I the Son of God, I'm the only Son of God. In case anyone gets it confused, the only one. There's only one. And I'm him. I'm God. I'm the Son of God. And he claims to be the shepherd of the people. And the gate. And not only the shepherd, also a gate. He claims not only to be, he's the leader of the sheep. He leads all of the sheep. They're his. And he's the shepherd and the gate and God and the Son of God. And there's only one. So if you have a bone to pick with anyone, there he is. The Son of, the God, Son of God, King of Kings. Right there. So that's why everyone wants to murder him, including the Romans. So if that adds some context, I hope that helps. Hope that does something for you. So, you can't just casually do that kind of thing. People get, so here's the thing. So the Romans were not thrilled, neither were the Jews, but, so he entices the Romans by saying, here I am, the King of Kings, the God of gods, the Son of God, the only one, the shepherd to all these sheep, and the gate. I am a big, tasty God-human sacrifice. Here I am, the God-human sacrifice. That's really the message that he's giving the Romans is a big, fat, tasty human sacrifice. And So I didn't know that we were going to get time to go over that again or not. So anyways, that's what that, hope that adds some context to the story. So if they were, you don't just murder anyone when you can, don't just murder anyone else when you can murder the God of the Jews. Why leave the sheep alone and why murder stupid sheep when you can murder God? Right, okay. There you go. Bible Project. Check that out. Roper Kirby. Brought to you by Book Me Today. To where I'll come and speak to large groups of people, motivationally. Your church. And so go ahead and call this number right here. Or check out roperkirby.com. I hope that adds some cultural context to the story. Hope we're getting a full picture here of who the Son of Man really was. So, I love you, and let's thank you for tuning in to Bible Time. And yeah, so call me.